Hi, everyone. My name is Nicole Meerwald. I'm an associate in Gowling WLG's Calgary office, and I'm a member of our recently formed Essential Services team in Alberta. Over the past few weeks, we have seen unprecedented steps taken by various levels of government in Canada and throughout the world in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In part one of this webinar, we will be providing an overview of the orders that the Alberta government has made regarding the operations of businesses during this time. In the second part of this webinar, we will provide an overview of the support that is available to businesses. We'll start by talking about the orders that have already been made in Alberta. On March 17th, 2020, the government of Alberta declared a public health emergency. In doing so, it gave broad powers to the Chief Medical Officer to make any order to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Initially, it was ordered that Albertans must not gather in groups of 50 or more, and that social distancing practices be implemented. It was further ordered that recreational and entertainment facilities such as swimming pools, gyms, and libraries be closed. On March 27, 2020, a further public health order was issued. Under this order, mass gatherings are now limited to no more than 15 people. And further, the government set out a list of businesses considered to be non-essential that are not permitted to provide services to the public at this time. The government also set out a list of essential services that are permitted to continue operating. We'll start with the list of non-essential services. The following businesses have been deemed non-essential by the government: personal and cosmetic services, well-being studios and clinics, including massage therapy and reflexology, non-urgent and non-critical healthcare, including dentistry, optometry, and chiropractic care. There is, however, an exception under the essential services list for urgent care, including urgent dental and optometry care. Some retail businesses have been ordered to close, including clothing stores, bookstores, and antique stores. These businesses are permitted to offer online services or curbside pickup at this time. And finally, restaurants are not permitted to offer dine-in services. However, they may offer takeaway and delivery. We have included the link to the non-essential business list for your review to see if your business is included on this list. The link will take you to the following page, and the list can be found under the Restrictions on Gatherings and Businesses tab. If your business appears on this list and has been deemed non-essential, you may be able to operate in certain circumstances. The order prohibits you from providing services to the public. However, if you're not providing services to the public and are not allowing the public into your place of business, you may continue to operate and have employees present. For example, non-essential businesses, as mentioned, can continue to operate online and curbside pickup. Non-essential businesses that continue to operate must still abide by all public health orders, including orders of mass gatherings and social distancing. If your business is not included on the non-essential list, you are permitted to continue operating with 15 or more workers at your worksite, so long as that you follow all public health orders and implement risk mitigation strategies. We'll talk about the risk mitigation strategies a little bit later in the presentation. The Alberta government also implemented a list of services it considers to be essential. The essential services are exempted from the 15-person gathering limit, meaning that you may have more than 15 workers at a time. You must follow all public health orders and implement a risk mitigation strategy. The list of essential services is expansive and includes a number of different industries, including transportation, financial industries, and energy. We have included the link to the essential services list The link will take you to the following page, and the list will be found under the Essential Services tab. If you have questions about whether your business fits into one of the categories that have been listed, we encourage you to contact a member of our Essential Services team. At the conclusion of this presentation, we've included the contact information for our team leaders in Alberta. If you are permitted to continue operating at this time, there are a number of measures that you should be putting in place. Businesses must take steps to prevent the risk of transmission of the disease between coworkers and members of the public. This may include finding alternative ways to host meetings, such as implementing online meetings, canceling workplace gatherings of more than 15 people, including training sessions, providing hand washing stations or alcohol-based hand sanitizer to both your employees and members of the public. You should ensure that you are maintaining high levels of workplace hygiene and worker hygiene. You should develop a plan for the business response should one of your workers test positive for COVID-19 or show symptoms for COVID-19. And finally, you should be developing a business continuity plan to prepare your critical operations in the case of an interruption. Should you fail to comply with the orders made under the Public Health Act, Premier Jason Kenney has announced that there will be fines and penalties associated with doing so. Peace and police officers are permitted to issue tickets to individuals in the amount of $1,000 for failure to follow public health orders. This includes the failure to self-isolate and ignoring the mass gathering restrictions. Additionally, courts have the power to issue fines against persons, including businesses, of up to $100,000 for the first offense and $500,000 for the second offense, where these persons have failed to comply with public health orders or have violated the Public Health Act. Any member of the public can submit complaints to the public health inspectors at Alberta Health Services if they are concerned that a place of business or an individual is not complying with the public health order. Public health inspectors are responsible for investigating complaints and have the power to issue orders that businesses must close. AHS has received nearly 4,000 complaints thus far about failure to follow public health orders. Additionally, inspectors have issued some orders requiring businesses to close that have failed to follow public health orders. On March 31st, 2020, a bill was introduced that would implement a further fine for those businesses and persons who fail to comply with an order of a public health inspector. For example, if your business is issued a public health order to close and you fail to do so, under this new bill, you may face daily fines of a minimum of $100 per day up to $5,000 per day. This bill has not yet been passed as of this afternoon on April 1st, 2020. This concludes the first part of our webinar on essential services in Alberta. For an overview of support available to your business at this time, please see our second video. The Alberta government is releasing new information regarding the COVID-19 pandemic daily. We expect the Alberta government to monitor the situation closely and provide updates. If necessary, we expect the government to add more businesses to the non-essential services list. Some other provincial governments in Canada, such as Ontario and Quebec, have provided their own list of essential services. While these jurisdictions may provide some context for businesses in Alberta, each province is implementing a plan specific to its own jurisdiction. If you have any questions about how the orders made in Alberta will affect your business, we invite you to contact a member of our Essential Services team. The contact for our team leaders, Zafar Jaffer and Krista Schofer, are set out on the slide below.